Okay guys, I know I don't get to make these videos anymore, not as much as I'd like to. My schedule's different, my wife's schedule's different, little one does school online, so I don't have any free time to myself. I miss it. I'm going to get back to it as soon as I can, but I'm not sure when that'll be. Hopefully soon, because I really like doing this. And I want to say right now, most of you that follow this channel, you know that I don't like the big prepper guys. There's some that are good, I like, but there's some also you can just tell it's how they make their living. And, you know, I don't know. I mean, I don't have time for video editing and all this other junk, you know, dress up and this and that shit. It's just, look, this is the way I think you should do it. I'm a simple guy. I don't have tons of money. This is not how I make my income. I just want to make it where people can, you know, see a way to put a little bit of stuff aside in case of an emergency, right? Without breaking the bank. The best bang for the buck. That's what I do. I'm going to leave links to this in the description bar. I want to get back into this. My cameras, I need to replace the camera. Hopefully I can do that with a little bit of revenue money, hopefully. And this stand, I had to Gorilla Glue back together because it broke. But, you know, I don't do this that much. So I'm like, I don't want to, you know. But hopefully I can get back into it. And you like what you see, sub me. And I would highly recommend you check out the stuff I'm going to talk about because it saved my behind, man. And if you got a family like I do, then you really need to think about this even more so. So, anyway, Benji, get out there. Alright, boy, get over there. Anyway, let's start with, I'm going to go with some of the things what the heck? Some of the things that I had and how they helped me. And then I go over some of the things I wish I would have had and how I am improvised. I've ordered the stuff I needed, but anyway, yeah, boy. Huh? You remember that? Anyway, number one, this butane stove. That thing is a lifesaver. Like, I have a friend, he was saying that he was cooking pizza, frozen pizza, with scented candles. And he didn't even have candles. He had to get them from neighbors that hooked him up. Took him like 2 hours. And, you know, that pizza made with scented candle was the best thing he had in a while. That's, you know. So, unlike my coworker, well, I'm over here, fajitas, lumpia, sausage wraps, bacon and egg tacos. We have Nestle 3-in-1 coffee from the Philippines. My wife's Filipina, of course. I think I've mentioned before. So whenever we go to Cali or Philippines, I'll bring some back and put it aside, rotate it out. Hot chocolate. You know, we weren't that bad off as far as food went. And we were able to take care of our neighbors too. We have a Filipina friend, or the wife's Filipina and the husband's American, so kind of like us. And he's also libertarian. And he has a hell of a food pantry, even though he tries to keep it secret. I don't know if he knows what I do. I keep that secret too and well hidden, so who knows. But, you know, it's something we don't talk about, but I think he, you know, he preps a little bit. But anyway, we hooked them up. They didn't have power. We didn't have power, water for like 3.5 days and no water for a week. And, you know, it sucks. You can do without. I mean, there's people out there without electricity or water, running water, but, you know, it's nice to have. It sucks without it. I was so happy when it came back on. But they had power before I do. Now, they didn't have a way to cook, so we would hook them up. And this is something they knew we had. Like, for Easter, we go down to Zilker Park. Instead of getting a table with a pit and getting there early and cleaning that damn thing off, it's all nasty and all. Like, nah. We just go find a stone table. It's got gravel around it. You know, nothing's going to start fire or nothing. It's fine. And plus, it's a butane stove. So, pop it on the thing, on the table, and start cooking. So, we use that quite a bit outside in the yard. You know, we have this little pit, too. It comes in handy sometimes. Get away from that boy. Not that one. And, yeah. So, we hooked them up, and then when they got power before we did, they wound up hooking us up. You know, one hand washes the other. We're like, hey, we got a little extra bottle of water. You guys need any? No, we're good, we're good. You know, well, Len's going to pick up a couple things. Her boss got a couple things from the store. Anything? Have them look. No, we're good. So, I know, you know, every now and then I test out. I would have hooked them up if we had it. A little bit here and there, but, you know, just a test. But, yeah. They seem to be doing good. But they hooked us up when they got power, and they seemed to have water the whole time. We gave a little bit of water to some people. Now, that stove, very, very handy. It heated the house. We were able to cook. You're not supposed to use it indoors, but when I was single, I tested it out. I've been a prepper before, you know, I got married, so I tested it, and it's fine. Just I don't recommend doing it a long time. But it did heat up the house, and we did have some good food. So that thing, I bought it for 20 bucks. I bought another one. It's like 35 bucks. It comes with a case and everything, and it comes with 4 butane canisters. It was so valuable. I'm like, man, if something was to happen to this thing, if I was to break or something, you know, I don't know what the hell I would do. So I ordered a second one. This one would just keep exclusively for going around, taking out to the park or picnics, or, you know, doing some grilling outside. Or if something happens, I'll grab it. But I have a backup for my backup, because that thing was so handy. Again, links to all this in the description bar. If you go for that, getting that link, even if you don't buy what the link is for, you're going to help the channel out. And maybe I can start building this thing back up, because I really miss doing it. And guys, this is stuff I put my money where my mouth is. Huh? So I really believe in this stuff. I don't make a living here. I'm just trying to take care of myself and help people along the way. The more people that are hooked up, the less bad it's going to be, the less desperate people, the less violence. I mean, that's really why I try to do this, help other people. And it actually helps me too. And no one's going to get, you know, less people out there desperate, the better off my family's going to be. And the better yours will be too. So let's do this together. Next thing, the WaterBob. I used the other one. I bought this new one that came in. I almost didn't use it. Props to my wife. She's like, I got a bad feeling. Let's use the water bag. All right. You know, Bob's up in on top of the closet cabinet. Get it. She got it, loaded it up, and I thought it was a waste, but man, I'm glad I listened to her. I let her do it. So we loaded that up, and we had 100 gallons of fresh water, and that really came in handy. We used most of it, actually, you know, cleaning up and stuff like that. We're like, okay, we used went about a good chunk of it. I'm not sure how, because the bathtub shape kind of weird, of course, but but anyway, I'm glad we had that. We also, I have this do-it-yourself ceramic water filter. It's like 30 bucks. I bought it a long time ago. There's an upgraded version, but I got the old one. That's fine. I didn't actually use the water filter. I use the reservoir for the water. Like, I use food-grade containers, and, you know, you drill holes, and there you go, you're ready to go. But I just filled it with tap water, filled a couple other buckets with tap water. We use that for cleaning stuff up, and for showers, actually, cleaning up. You know, we basically what you call your whore bath, where you do parts and pits only. But every so often, like, you need to clean up, man. You know, hygiene's important. So we had buckets of tap water. I take some of that water, I boil it, I put it in here when this thing kind of got low, where it says drinking water about there. Put boiling water in there with the cold water. It made some decent warm water, right? Set it on top of the cabinet that holds the towels, and it holds 5 gallons, but I only put like 2. I didn't know how much that'll support. So anyway, turn that on. There's some warm showers. You know, little one takes bath, and my wife takes bath. I'm, of course, last. I get the water's cooling down, and I get the least amount of water. But hey, what the hell? You know, my girls are taken care of. That's all I really care about. So that was something that helped. We tore it, actually, on accident. There was a nail. It ripped it, and it wasn't that much water in there anyway. So I ordered another one. It was a whopping $5 when I ordered it. Now it's a whopping $7. So, you know, that we ordered another one. That's good to have. So that'll be here a couple days. But yeah, I mean, hygiene's important, man. Every so often, at least, you gotta give yourself a good bath. So that was another piece of equipment. Really, really, it was very important. These crank lights, I bought these. Oh, what, I did a video like on them 12, 13 years ago. I have to hold them here because I didn't take care of them. I left them out there. This gets like tar or something. It uses black mark on you. And just they still work. I didn't take care of them. I left them out there in the sun. You crank them for a while. After a while, they dim down to about a like a night light. But when you got 3 of them, that's good to go. I'm gonna order order some more of these things. Actually, when I got on payday. But anyway, I got quite a bit of stuff I loaded up on. But they're great. I mean, you know, when you have no light. My buddy said he had to use his cell phone. He didn't have service, so he used cell phone because his apartment was pitch black. They go to the car and charge it, and they used it in the apartment as light. So compared to that, you know, I did pretty good. These things, 3 of them, about as much as a night light in a room, it lit it up pretty good. And again, I didn't take care of them, right? Crank them, you set them there, that's it. No fire hazard, nothing to worry about. So I'm gonna get some more and then chunk these when the other ones come in. I don't want to be, you know, get caught in the dark, catch me in the dark, huh? So when they come in, I got replacements. I'm just gonna probably put them in a box and just mark them free, clean them up as, you know, a little bit, and you know, maybe they can do some good to somebody. But I prefer to upgrade them. These shake flashlights. Look at these things. This I bought when I was 38. I mean, I was 18. I'm 38 now. These are old, man. So they're not the brightest, but compared to using a flashlight only, relying on that, yeah, they're really handy to have. Again, I'm leaving links to all this in the description bar. Take a look. You decide what would work best for you. I don't know your situation, but you know, like, okay, I could use that one, or I don't need that, but I need that. You know, whatever works for you guys. This solar battery bank was really important too. We charge up our cell phones, leave it in the sun, to keep, you know, constantly charging it every time we could. Every time we could, and then we charged to this XTAR VC4. We charged batteries. I keep rechargeables. I like that because I can use solar, but the rechargeable batteries, and I was able to charge up another emergency radio we had. And yeah, a couple things that the girls need. No, they have radios and just, you know, for entertainment. So it's good to have those on hand. That thing I use, you know, for tack lights and stuff like that. But it really came in handy. I keep it in that communication box that I did a video on, and I'll leave a link to that communication box in the description bar. But yeah, I mean, I like to go with double and triple A as much as possible. That way I can use the same batteries, rechargeable batteries, and then just power them up with solar, right? Renewing energy, you know, if I have to, emergency, I'm not relying on anybody else. So, you know, some things I don't agree with it, but you know, just for yourself, I think it comes in handy personally. So the emergency radio here, I have another one I put up. It's a bigger one, takes batteries. This was Mako, I don't know how to say it. Anyway, I was given one to review and I liked it. I did, I really did. It was handy, it's cool. I tried this one about 7-8 months ago and it worked just fine. But last week when I needed it, it did not work. So I gave the demo one to my dad. I bought another one. I think it was like $14. And I mean, 14 bucks for shit, like 3-4 years, that's not bad. But I went in and upgraded when I bought another one. I'm going to leave a link to the one I just ordered in the description bar, where it takes double or triple A, I forget, I think it's AA batteries. So I like to have a backup. The one that worked with batteries, I was able to charge up with these, with the solar battery bank in the VC4. So luckily I had these two, and that other one took batteries. So I ordered a smaller one like this, compact, that has a crank, solar, and it can take rechargeable AA's. So yeah, this thing, it's okay, but you have to replace it. It's cheaper, but you got to replace it a little more often. And I don't know if it was the cold or what, but I mean, the cold was zapping power like crazy. I know I've read about that, so those of you up north know that more than I do. Even on Battery Saver, we wore layers, so I had like 2-3 layers of pajama pants, and I kept it, like all the bands are tight together, you know, made it pretty tight, kept it against me, and pressed against me, it held battery power quicker. The first night I left it on the bedside table, and it drained it fast. So I didn't know about that, experienced that before, but I have now. So that's that stuff there. The yeah, that's all that. The something I wish I would have had. I wish I would have had a solar generator. Now, let's go over something real quick. I know there's a lot of you guys don't like solar generators. They're mostly expensive and inefficient. Yes, I concede that. But the regular gasoline generators, we have some at work, and they froze right after about 25 minutes or something like that of being kicked on. So if those big old industrial ones for a building are going to froze, and there were several locations, I think like 17 or 18 of our locations, the backup generators froze. So I don't know if a little personal home one is going to work. Number one. Number two, you need gasoline, which you're going to put a good chunk of gasoline aside. It may not be safe depending on with kids and stuff like that. I don't know your situation, but in some situations it may not be safe and it doesn't last forever. You can cycle it out, of course. So, something you should do if you live out in the country or something. Maybe then it worked for you. But live in the city, no. That's not a good idea, I don't think. It might freeze anyway, but they're loud. Like I told my wife, we don't have a garage, so if we did, it'd probably better to put it in there at least. It's not a good idea, but it's better than leaving it outside where somebody's going to steal it. We'd have to put it outside the window, and then probably somebody would just yank it, steal it. Or who knows, you might even just get robbed, just for it. I mean, people got desperate. There were some people that passed away, unfortunately, man. I mean, there was this 11-year-old boy. He was his first snow day, and we were supposed to have rolling blackouts, so his parents didn't know it was going to be dark and cold for days. But he died of hypothermia. There were grandmother and 3 kids. She was trying to keep him warm, start up the fireplace that wasn't clean, and the place caught fire, and we lost them. There was 2 young guys with a generator in their house, I read about they were in an apartment. So, they used it in their apartment, and then they found them dead. Of course, they're investigating carbon monoxide poisoning. I mean, that's, most likely you find guys with generator in the house. That pretty much explains it, but, seeing if there's any foul play. I think it was just they got desperate. And then a poor mother and daughter, took the daughter to the car. They were in the garage. They didn't open the garage door. They just let it go and breathing that carbon monoxide. We lost them. People got desperate. We're not used to that kind of cold here in Texas. But a gas generator, if you live out in the country, maybe. But city, no. They're loud. It's going to get stolen. And it might freeze anyway. And you need gasoline. And gasoline was in short supply too. So it's not like you can just go get some gasoline right quick. No, that ain't going to happen. You have what you need on hand. It's like I always talk about ammo. People, the first thing to do is go get something in a caliber you can find on the shelf all the time. Now, if something was to really happen, like you look at nowadays, I went to Cabela's, all these other stores, empty, completely empty. And these people like, you can find this caliber all the time. No, you can't. You can't find anything. You have it before you need it. You don't go out and get it when you need it. That's when you stay hunker up with your family and take care of them. So have it beforehand. But anyway, I got a Jackery 1000, and like I was looking at the EcoFlow. I don't know anything about that stuff, guys. I don't. And I'm reading, okay, you can void your warranty if you do the panels wrong or use some other panels from another company or something. And converters and stuff. I don't know anything about that shit. So I'm like, I want something all inclusive, all in one, plug and play. So the Jackery 1000 is my option. I was thinking about getting something for the refrigerator. Saw the Titan. That's another one I was looking at. But you need it's a $5,000 unit. You need 2 batteries, which cost $2,000 a pop. So I'm like, you know what? I can replace the refrigerator over and over. Which Len, she had a great idea. My wife's telling me I was gonna put stuff in buckets and pack it with snow. She's like, no, we'll use that igloo out there. We took that cooler, packed ice in it, took stuff out of the freezer, packed it in ice, put stuff on top of that, packed more ice, and just kept packing it down. In the mornings, you wouldn't find any water, and when the sun came out, you found a little bit in the afternoon, not much. So we just pack it down more, put more ice, seal it again. So we didn't lose anything. We just pack an ice, food in the igloo cooler, and just kept packing fresh ice on it, and put what we're going to use the next day on top. And that worked out just fine. So I don't need a $10,000 unit to keep what's okay in the fridge. I mean, I can do a lot more with that money, and it's not, you know, not really a good option. And the other thing is for a heater, solar generator, they'll get burned with a heater real fast. They'll burn up real fast. So, you know, I'm like, okay, I can't use it for that either. So, but one thing, my fish, you know, Batman, he's a blood parrot cichlid, bright, pretty orange color. He almost died. He's already pale white. He's on the swimming on the side. I put him in a bucket and took him to my dad's. He lives like a couple blocks away only. And I took his air pump and heater, and now he's okay. But that was our backup plan. We'll just go to dad's if we have to. But I'm like, no, it's not that bad. It's bearable. It's cool, but not unbearable. I put like this panel I used for when I used to get up way early. I'd go to bed super early and the sun come out, I'd block it out. But I remember I had put some white over, like some poster board, because it collect heat. So I took that off, flipped the other way around, and so put the black on the outside, and it absorbed heat into the room during the day. So that kind of helped out a little bit. And then blankets over the windows at night, everything at night, kept some of the heat in. And when we have electrical light or stuff like that, you know, with these crank lamps, people can tell the difference between candlelight and electrical light. They're like, how the hell do they got power? You know, get some unwanted attention. So that's what we did here. And solar generator, you know, it's going to be mainly for Batman, for phones, for just being able to charge batteries quicker, larger reservoir or backup of power, because it was kind of cloudy. These battery banks and generators, they work, but not that well. They still collect some power. So I'm like, okay, I want to have something a little bit better, and it's my family we're talking about, so I'm going to do that. The other thing is a heater. I found this really cool heater on Amazon. It's a it's indoor safe and tip over shutoff. So it runs on propane or butane. So I was telling my wife what I think we should do is use this thing as normal, you know, like we usually do. But when it gets to about 30-25%, we're going to mark it heater, and then put it in this little butane heater. That way it'll be on for a limited amount of time, even if we forget about it. We're going to put an alarm, but battery's dying quickly. I want a backup plan. I'm all about backup plans. And so we'll just put them aside, put them in some Ziplocs and put them upside down, and put them aside. That way, if we need them for a heater, there we go. And that thing should be in hopefully Monday. They're saying, and so with the Jackery. So come Monday, I'm sitting pretty. I moved on it quickly. I'm like, well, that's not going to happen for a long time. It won't happen for a while. But I'm like, you know what? I didn't expect it to happen this time either, and it did. So I decided just to order that stuff now, put it on a card, and build up some points, because I am not going to go through that crap again. That sucked. So anyway, that's my plan there. What I did do for heat at night, of course, we wore layers. We put blankets over the windows, just, you know, with thumbtacks and such, and that helped insulate. Put a towel under the door. Our bedroom has a bathroom in there, so what I did was I took off the shower curtain, cleared everything out of the bathtub, and I just put the some of these white candles here. That was how I improvised. Everything's gonna put up a little bit of, of gas, but I mean, hey, that's not, candles aren't that dangerous, right? And they're tip over proof, the long glass candles, and in a bathtub, right? So there was no way to start a fire there without somebody fooling with it or putting something to catch fire on purpose, which we're not going to do that. But in the bathtub, lit them up. When we'd eat in the living room, in the evening, we'd cook, it'd warm up a little bit, and then we'd have the candles going for light at the table. And we'd see that the temperature, it would be like 50, and then it come up to like 53, 54. Like, okay, these couple candles, because we didn't have the heater on that long. I mean, the propane burner that long, but we see, okay, it raised the temperature a couple degrees. So I figured, hell, if these small emergency candles, can produce this much heat, because it'd be steadily after we turned it off, it'd still keep rising a little bit. So I know it wasn't just the propane stove alone. So I'm like, if these little things can put up that much heat, then okay, put them in the bathtub. Dozen of them. I took my wife's candle. She's always doing rosary. So I'm like, hon, I'm taking your candles. I'm sorry. I'll get you later. And she didn't care. Put them in the bathtub. Left the door open. Took off the shower curtain. Just let them burn in there, and it produced some good amount of heat. So between layers, a couple blankets, windows covered, towel under the door. I put Benji in a kennel, took him into the room, and it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. That was how I improvised. I don't want to have to do that again, but that's why I got another case. I'm like, okay, just in case, whatever I need them for, they worked out before. And if I have to fall back on them, the heater's defective or something, which I doubt, but you never know. I like to have backup plans for backup plans too sometimes, especially that. So anyway, that's what I had used. This thing, man, like I said, I was able to hook up my neighbors a little bit here and there. They had heat power back. They'd hook us up after that, but man, they didn't have a way to cook. We use this every now and then, outside. Very important. Again, I'm looking at that thing. That really, I ordered a second one. This was $20. Get that deal right now. They're one of these in 4 butane canisters for 35 bucks. I bought it was 30, then I saw it again with 35, then it went down to 33, 32. So they're going back down again. But that is a very, very important thing to keep around. I'm telling you. At least that one, man. It doesn't matter what the temperature is. And maybe the WaterBob. Those two, you need water and food no matter what. So, again, links in the description bar along with some other things I recommend like paper utensils, plastic bowls, paper plates, plastic cups, dry shampoo, sanitation wipes, like basically, give yourself a quick wash up. So stuff like that. I left the links to the list in the description bar too. You might want to check out just to have on hand. Not all of it's for cold weather, but you'd get the stuff that work year round, and then you add up. Okay, this is going to be for year round, and this is going to be extra for cold weather. And I'd love to hear ideas from you guys that live up north, because again, we don't get this kind of cold. I can think of 2 times it went to 17 degrees in my life. That was the coldest. One was when Len got back from the Philippines. It was 17. I remember that one. And then another time I'm going to work at 17. That's all I can remember. It never gets that cold. And then we're looking at 5 degrees out there. Pipes bursting all over, no water, no power everywhere. It sucked. And yeah, so we're not used to it. Nobody here got snow chains on their tires or nothing. I mean, we're not used to that. Does not happen here. I never thought I'd expect winter storm, like expecting a blizzard here, and you don't expect it, man. I go on probability, and that's not one thing I saw very probable. So anyway, here's something I got on my door. No list. Oh, I didn't mark off the camp shower yet, but yeah, just stuff. I'm like, I need to redo everything and upgrade some stuff and replace some stuff. Anyway, that sucked. So if you weren't prepared the first time, get prepared now, guys. And people that do this for a living, you might want to be leery about them. Me, I'm just a regular guy. No editing, no background music, no jokes, no this and that, no stores to, here, come get this at 30% the price. You can get it somewhere else. No, you know what I mean? Just a regular guy. So anyway, as other regular guys and gals out there, do what you can for your family. Cheap, cost effective, and your peace of mind. While everybody's freaking out, we're over here, board games, radio, and hot chocolate. So, it wasn't a picnic. It sucked, but, we made the best of it. Anyway, okay, that's it for me, guys. Links in the description bar. If you like what you hear, subscribe. I'm going to try to get back and start doing more stuff like this. Practical and inexpensive, right? To take care of your family when you really need it, when they least expect. Man, she was so happy. Now she's becoming more of a prepper than I am. Anyway, all right, guys, I'm out. Y'all have a good one. Take care.